Leave me alone!
Hey guys, Pastor Bacon here with another quick little video. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the marketplace and why I think we need a solo self-found mode or option added to the game. I've been talking about this with people in the Dark and Darker Fan Club Discord, and so you probably have already heard this if you're there. I'm quite concerned about the marketplace releasing here in a few days, and there's a couple of reasons why. One, because we've seen new stats and how the stats have been added to, you know, the random rolls. They roll differently. They've been changed. It seems like random rolls from base stats can roll up to 3. You'll see a couple examples on the screen, but I find that stuff rolling like this again is kind of a little bit scary. You got classes like Druid that are very heavily reliant on base stats. You got Barbarian that does really well just by building base stats as well. They don't really need true damage or stuff like that, or just like diverse kits. And so just getting like gear that rolls like 3 strength, 3 dex, 3 agi, that kind of worries me. But I also find that I like the way that gear is rolling currently. It's just that what worries me is that when market comes out, you have kit crafting coming back with that. People being able to craft whatever gear sets they want just by basically dumping gold and using that in the dungeons. And so I'm a little bit worried about that. I'm not looking forward to that, I guess is what I should say. And I find that the solo self-found mode, I just felt a lot more rewarding to me personally. But it's not just me. It also seems like there's other people out there too that agree with me. Ryan 6 Days a Week actually posted a post on this, and a majority, in fact, it's actually close to 50%. Everyone who was polled said that they would prefer that it was the solo self-found mode would be extended, or actually maybe even make it permanent, which was actually very shocking to me to see that over half of the people are in favor of solo self-found mode. I don't know about you guys, I feel like the last wipe, when I was talking with people about solo self-found, a lot of people said, nah, it's boring, we need marketplace, etc. So to see that over half of the people now that we've gone through 2 weeks of it, or almost 2 weeks, that most people are saying, actually, this is quite fun. Myself included, I was in favor of solo self-found, but now I'm even more so, because it's been quite a good ride these last 2 weeks, you know, give or take. We're also seeing with like unique gear, one thing that also worries me is unique gear, especially things that roll like HP, now rolling like double-digit health, and just that being in the game with like unique gear not rolling multiple stats, but instead like one stat that's like super boosted. That's terrifying to me. I gotta be honest, guys. I don't mind this. See, that's the weird thing, is like I actually love this as you know, when it's in solo self-found mode, because when you get a unique gear, piece of unique gear, and it rolls something crazy like plus 10 additional move speed, and you're like, whoa. It's great. And then if you find someone else who's using that, I don't know, it's kind of like a sense of like, oh, that person earned that. They, you know, when market comes out, it feels like, oh, this person spent money on that. You know, I don't know, I just kind of, and we're gonna see things like full true fizz kits, we're gonna see high action speed, you know, people are gonna be able to adjust their gear sets accordingly in the dungeons, which I don't want to restrict people from doing, which is why more so my argument is not that we need to remove the market. That is not my point at all. I think we need to add on to the game a solo self-found option. I think marketplace has its purpose. I don't like the idea of removing content from the game that works well and a lot of people enjoy, but there's a lot of issues too that come with the marketplace. I mean, it's or in trading in general. I mean, you think about RMT and things like that. It gives a lot of incentive for cheating and cheaters and stuff like that. And so I just think it'd be kind of cool to give the players the option to basically just continue as we have been these past 2 weeks, and to only fight those that are also solo self-found only as well. And so I have a couple ideas on how they could implement this. Being that most players in fact are agreeing that solo self-found feels good. Maybe they don't want it to extend it anymore, but they agree that it was a lot of fun. I have a couple ideas on how it could be implemented from Iron Mace, because sadly I did read that SDF is not the biggest fan, and it makes me a little bit sad. So hopefully maybe I can convince him with the next few minutes of this video. So again, I want to make sure that solo self-found would be added at its own individual mode. I don't want it to take over or replace a current aspect of the game. I want to add on to the game itself. And of course, I know this would split the player base, and my hope is that maybe they could utilize the continuous dungeon function to gear up, basically make it so that you enter the dungeon, make sure that lobbies are getting filled, so that there are players, that there is PvP taking place. I try to keep in mind that like you have servers like OCE servers, that I've talked with the people from that. We do have people in the Discord, in the Dark and Darker fan club Discord, who are from Australia and have talked about how lobbies have been empty. So don't worry, guys. If to all my OCE people, I understand that it's a tough life, and me saying, hey, let's split the player base more, you may be not in favor of that for that reason. So I am trying to keep you guys in mind. So I'm hoping maybe they could tweak the continuous dungeon by region by tuning it up to, say, cranking it up to 11 in the OC servers, and maybe tuning it down just a little bit in on E servers or something like that. But I don't think splitting the player base is as big of a deal now, because at least on E servers we always have full lobbies. In fact, there's always third parties and fourth parties it seems. So I feel like it could be tweaked down, or in this sense it probably would maybe bounce a little bit if you have people playing high roller solo self-found or high roller market enabled type thing. I think the best way that we could opt in for the solo self-found mode would probably be per character. I don't want to completely lock myself off from the market on every character slot, so maybe just having individually on each character the option to choose if this is a SSF character or is this an open market, if you will, character or whatever. I think the characters that you choose to be solo self-found only, I think it'd be cool to have that just as the market screen, like the beginning of each wipe, or maybe every time you create a character and it reaches level 20, you choose, okay, do you want to be solo self-found or do you want to be open market, no restrictions? But here's actually the catch I want to add with this. Is one of my own ideas. I think that characters should actually still be able to buy and sell gear. And now you're probably thinking, okay, Bacon, maybe we need to get you a definition for solo self-found, because that kind of defeats the whole purpose. But hear me out. Here's what I mean by this. One of the issues that have found, and that I specifically have with the solo self-found mode that we've had these past 2 weeks, is that it's been kind of annoying to find gear. At least just in normals and going down and things like that. There's not much gold because I've been filling my inventory up with gear itself. I'm not gaining as much gold as I would like, but I do have a lot of gear. And also I've been extracting with gear that's good for other classes. So one of my ideas to kind of that would help with this is I think it'd be kind of cool to still be able to buy and sell gear, but simply you just cannot wear gear that is from the market. But I like to open it up even farther and maybe just being able to sell gear so that you can still grind and get money for your other characters or the character you're on that's solo self-found only. Maybe you pull a really good piece of gear for, say, a fighter, but you're running on a caster wizard. This would prevent cutting into like the value of that piece of gear and the fact that you found it on that character, and being able to sell it rather than having to like merchant it for like 60 gold. I think that would be kind of fun. I don't see how that would break the cycle of solo self-found mode at all. And I think you should still be able to buy gear just as a conveniency thing, just to transfer to other classes. I just think the limiting what you can go into the dungeon with, I think, is a reward enough, because I don't see any way that that's getting exploited if there's a system check to make sure that everything you're wearing, or that nothing that you're wearing, was purchased from the marketplace. So that'd be, I think, the simplest way to add in this mode would just to, if you have a SSF character, if you're wearing a piece of gear, basically every time you buy a piece of gear from the market, it would just say SSF inadequate, or just a tag to let you know, hey, this piece of gear, no matter what character you wear it on, if that character is a solo self-found character, they cannot wear this piece into the dungeon. I think that'd probably be the simplest way for Iron Mace to implement this entire mode. And it would make it easier for us just as a quality of life ahead of time, because maybe your SSF character is your main class. Maybe I'm a wizard main. Maybe I chose my wizard to be a SSF class only, but then when I get my gear, I have to transfer it over through my stash to another character, then to sell onto the marketplace, just to go back into the gold stash anyway. Just doesn't. It's kind of like it's going around your elbow to get to your thumb. And in addition to this, I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time today, but I think one of the most important aspects of this is having some type of bragging right to go with this. I think it'd be really cool to have some type of emblem or tag that shows that your character is a SSF character, a solo self-found character, so that no matter where you are, maybe it's in the lobby or in the trade or in the gathering hall, that you get to have those bragging rights and say, hey, check out this character, check out the gear I'm wearing on this character, also check out the tag. Yeah, I found all this. You know, I think that's just kind of a little bit of bragging rights. It just adds a little bit of fun to the game. And also, even added on to the AP leaderboards. How impressive would that be? Say maybe you're only like 15th on the leaderboard for your specific character, but you're the top person who's done it solo self-found only. You know, I just think that'd be kind of just a layer of added fun as well. So other than that, I don't have anything else for you guys, so feel free, if you're looking for a group to run into the dungeons with, go ahead and join the Dark and Darker Fan Club Discord. Of course, the link is in the description. Also, if you're a Christian gamer like myself, feel free to join the official Sola Discord. The link is also in the description for that. We will post Bible verses, we'll talk about things about the Bible and things like that, but also about games too in that Discord, so feel free to join that. The link is in the description for that channel as well. Other than that, guys, I hope to see you guys very soon with a new episode of Timmy Talk. Feel free to continue leaving ideas for me in the comment section below. You guys have any ideas about a solo self-found mode, how you think it should be implemented, let me know in the comment section below and we could talk a little bit about that. I love having conversations with you guys, or short ones at least, in the comment section, so be sure to leave a comment below. I hope to see you guys in the dungeons very soon, but until then, I hope you guys are doing well. Bye bye. I don't think I've ever wanted to crossbowman just to take one of my teammates out so much.
I don't think I've ever disliked somebody I like so much.
Wait, what?
I'm clipping that. Oh my god.